Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. Today is a very special day for Alpargatas. It's a day where we are celebrating a major step towards our vision to become a powerhouse of design and hyper-connected brands. We are bringing together two vertically integrated innovative brands, Havaianas and ROTHY'S, into our powerhouse. And that's a great moment to share with you why we're so excited with this major step that we are taking. Next. Just to have a quick glance on our partnership. So we have agreed with ROTHY'S that we're going to enter into a long-term strategic partnership. Both partners see a long-term potential to build a phenomenal business with ROTHY'S. Alpargatas is becoming, as of today, the single largest shareholder in ROTHY'S through the acquisition of a significant stake in the company, and we also have a path to full ownership in the future. We're going to talk more about this with Julian later. Also, as ROTHY'S will be run independent by these amazing founders and the ROTHY'S team, we will be part of the board of directors and also in the strategic committee, people committee, and finance committee. In the boards, we are going to have 4 seats out of 9, and we already appointed myself and Stacy Brown, our independent board member, to be part of the ROTHY'S board of directors, together with the founders and a major investor in the business. We're going to also have independent directors in this board. Alpargatas and ROTHY'S will also cooperate on numerous strategic initiatives that we're going to tell you a bit during this presentation, which includes international expansion and also to build and accelerate the growth in the US markets. Next. So, without further ado, I thought it would be a great idea to introduce to you 2 very special guests that I have with you. 2 people that I met for the first time in June this year, but before I met them, I have been studying what they have been building in the last 3-4 years, and I have been always a big fan of these 2 guys, and it was a pleasure to meet them, to reach out in June, and then our conversations has led to where we are today as partners. So I'd like to introduce you today, Stephen and Roth, to talk to you about what ROTHY'S is all about. So, Stephen, I will hand over to you. Thank you very much.
Pedro, thank you so much for having us. Good evening to everyone on the phone. I see Roth has joined us, and Roth, if you want to lead us off on the slides.
Thank you, Stephen. Good evening, and thank you, Beto. It's just a tremendous pleasure to be here. A little over 10 years ago, Stephen and I started off with the sort of naive ambition of building a footwear company. And little do we know how difficult it would be. We knew we wanted to create a shoe that was stylish, comfortable, and innovative. And what we didn't know was just how difficult it was to create a shoe in an innovative way, in a way that was truly sustainable at its core. We took a trip, like many people did in the early days, to China. We were really horrified by how wasteful the manufacturing processes were, how much innovation had not come into the business, how little footwear had done to sort of modernize over the years. And over a 4-year period, Stephen and I set about developing a new process to bring stylish, comfortable, and washable shoes to the market. We set up initially in Maine, in the United States, with the hope of commercializing our product there. We spent over 4 years developing the product, creating more than 200 patents in the process. We started with what is seemingly common in all of our hands, which is single-use plastic, with the realization that this plastic never leaves our planet. What could we do with this? How could we turn this into something useful again? And so with that, we created an innovative process to turn that plastic into a soft, delicate fiber that today we knit 3-dimensionally using computer-controlled programming and knitting machines to create a fully realized 3-dimensional upper It uses less than 1% waste, something unheard of in the industry. Combining that with 3 simple pieces, what comes out of that process is a lightweight, washable, breathable shoe. And we launched with an iconic product. With all this wastefulness in the manufacturing process and the difficulty in making our shoes, we soon realized there had to be a better way of doing things. And so prioritizing the planet, the process, the product, and the people, we knew we had to do it in a different way that had never been done before. And so what we set out to do was really kind of unheard of in the industry. We set out to build our own factory. And with that, we knew we could innovate every day. We knew we could be mindful of how much waste we were creating. We knew we could think about the people that were making our shoes. They were one of us. We knew we could treat them with the right ways, treat them with love, treat them as a team member, and create really incredible products. And what we didn't know that would come out of that was such an incredible product. It was just a 2-person team initially with 9 people in our factory. And when we launched the brand, it just created a community of love around the products. So today we make shoes like I'm holding here today. We make sneakers that are machine washable, breathable, entirely made from recycled plastic. We make handbags made from recycled ocean plastic. Again, all machine washable. We make a variety of different types of styles of shoes for women, for men, and for children. And every product is made by us, by our team. And when you really think about mitigating waste and relying on selling direct to the consumer, you can take the data and you know every product we've ever made, we're responsible for. So we've been able to do things like launch a pledge to become circular by 2023. Right now, we're in a take-back program, starting to recycle our shoes back into innovative new products, turning them back into fiber, which will become shoes again. So bringing it fully circular from where we started. We're a digital-first business located in the US. Today we have about 7 stores. We manufacture every single one of our products in a 300,000 square foot factory that we own and built ourselves in Dongguan, China. It's in the process of becoming powered by renewable energy and LEED certified. And at the core of everything we do is innovation, sustainability, and an ambition to build a brand in a different way, one that prioritizes a whole brand approach to sustainability, one that is built like no other. We started this way with sustainability in our DNA from our headquarters in San Francisco. And today we're proud to have repurposed more than 100 million plastic water bottles, more than 275,000 pounds of ocean plastic in just 5 short years. We built a loyal community of over 2 million customers. Over 1 million customers of ours have referred us to a friend. And more than 40% of our customers own more than 5 pairs. We have a community built around this brand that is highly engaged, passionate for what we do, and really is helping us and helping the planet embrace decisions and purchasing habits that include more sustainable and conscientious decisions in what we do every day. And so with that, I'm going to tell you what all this, I'm going to turn it over to Stephen, who's going to tell you a little bit more about what all this has led to in terms of growth and the business ahead and the exciting partnership that we're so proud to introduce you to today.
Great. Thanks, Roth. So to talk a little bit more specifically about the business, as Roth alluded to, we launched in 2016. And what we launched with was incredible product. Out of the gate, we had tremendous product market fit. We very quickly established a deep emotional connection with our consumer, who in turn wanted to tell their friends. And that really is what has driven the business and led to one of the best growth rates in the consumer category. As you can see here, for the latest 12 months, ending in November, we've done $140 million of net revenue, with a 50% compound annual growth rate since 2017. Coupled with best-in-class profitability. And some of the highlights here, as you think about our business, of course, we have a unique and integrated approach to sustainability. As Roth mentioned, very engaged and passionate customers who want to tell their friends. Iconic products that are distinctive, they're fashionable, they're comfortable, and they're sustainable. Our vertically integrated operations are the key to our sustainability and our circularity. And as we look forward, we have multiple levers for significant sustainable growth. And growth, in the beginning was something we hoped for. It has just exceeded our expectations in the first 5 years. But what we're really excited about is the growth in the future. We have believed from the beginning in 2012 that with the right product and the right mission, that we can truly become a global brand that is based on sustainability, and we are well on our way. And finally, Roth and I do lead the company, but I want to talk a little bit about our experienced team, which I believe is on the next page. So as you look at this page, this is our senior management team. And stepping back, for a company of our size, I think we continue to be impressed with the quality and the talent of people that we're able to attract to the brand. Generally speaking, we've got a very humble team, very passionate about the mission, and a drive to win and build a global brand. So Roth and I lead the company. Dana Quanbeck is our CFO. She started in Big Four accounting. She was investment banking at Bank of America Merrill Lynch and spent 4 years as an operator at Charlotte Russe, leading finance. Marie Satterfield, our chief legal officer, started her career after Stanford Law School at Latham & Watkins, spent time at Sephora, then also at Charlotte Russe. And Heather Howard, our chief operating officer, who really focuses on supply chain and production, started her career focused on that at the Gap. And then beyond that, really a great group of people with best-in-class experience. In the lower right, Saskia Van Gent, our head of sustainability, who most recently was head of sustainability at Method Products. So this is a team that we're extremely proud of. In the U.S., we have about 160 employees, including our retail. In China, as Roth mentioned, we have about 1,000 employees in our innovation and manufacturing center. As you can see here, we've gotten a number of accolades in the press. We have not gone out looking for this type of press. I think people realize what a great product, what a great mission we have. And in fact, you can see on the left side here that Time has recognized us time and again for being one of the most influential companies and also for having one of the best inventions of 2021 in our men's driving loafer, which Roth is holding up there. So beloved by the press and beloved by our customers. So I'll turn it back over to Beto to talk a little bit about the transaction rationale.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Roth. So I want to tell you that we believe that the magic that we have done with this product, with this brand that started with a product that doesn't deform, doesn't lose the straps, doesn't get odor. This magic that turns an iconic product into a love brand, we can replicate the magic in ROTHY'S. Similarly, you don't need to break in, it's breathable, it's washable, and it's sustainable. But at the same time, we believe that as a company, the same magic that we have here, that Roth so brilliantly described, we can also transfer for the future of these amazing brands. So, and that's the transaction rationale that I want to tell you, that I want to talk to you. We are a global leader in open shoes and flip-flops. Roth is a closer shoe company, a closer footwear that is extending to accessories. We have industry-leading expertise in brand building at scale, innovation, distribution, and sales channel management. We know how to drive business portfolio brand across multiple channels in more than 130 countries. ROTHY'S has done a magic thing in US just with their e-commerce and now with 8 stores. So we believe there is tremendous potential to grow both in US but also expanding geographically and across channels. As well, we are vertically integrated in Alpargatas. We know how to build scale. We know how to invest and have innovations, starting with the users, with consumers, with data, and translating very quick in the shop floor to build scalable innovations. ROTHY'S has the same type of amazing vertical operations, innovative culture. And it's very important that we believe both companies have similar cultures. We are a people-first company. We, Alpargatas and ROTHY'S. And with that, we build together a much high-performing talent and supported by strong culture, combined with ROTHY'S amazing entrepreneurial and agility culture that they have. So a lot of cross-pollination that we can bring together. And what impressed me as well in ROTHY'S, they know their consumer. They know their consumer for fantastic, amazing data analytics and product insights. They know that the 2.5 million consumers they have, they know how many of these 2.5 can turn into a more than 20 million lookalike profiles to their 2.5 million. And that's all on data analytics. And they know as well how to use this data to do this across the world. So that combination can bring us to be a global powerhouse, what I say, desired because it has amazing products and they are love brands and hyper-connected brands centered into digital-first business model. We also bring to the table a brand building expertise at scale. We are vertically integrating, which also enables not just scale, speed, but also innovation. And we're going to have now 2 big centers for our manufacturing sites. One in China, in Dongguan, and the other one in the northeast of Brazil. We have as well a global footprint to accelerate international and multi-channel digital expansion. Hold on, I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. And last, every business requires great talent, it requires a strong culture, and there's a lot of affinity here. And we believe with the best-in-class management systems that we have, we can scale both business and achieve the biggest vision, the biggest ambition we have. So that's a slide I love because it gives us the strategic discipline for this acquisition. We aspire to be in highly attractive footwear categories, but also where we believe we have the rights to win. You have the star, you have our Havaianas top priorities, where we believe we can build our market share, where we believe we can grow. I spoke a lot about this in our last week Investor Day. We're going to grow outside of Brazil, our flip-flops from a 3% market share to a double-digit market share. Sandals, we have a whole horizon of opportunities to grow, and also slides that we're launching a very innovative product. We also have the opportunity to scale our presence. At the same time, we know there are other very attractive categories that Havaianas can play or not, and where ROTHY'S fits extremely well. Flats, where they have ballet flats, loafers and drivers. This whole family of flats. I have flats here in my back. Whoops, there. So we can see that we can expand into that attractive segment. Also, we have casual sneakers, where it was recently launched in ROTHY'S. We are launching Havaianas, and we believe they have very complementary target groups, price points, and channels where we can play. And at the same time, we can innovate further with boots, with accessories, as ROTHY'S has shown to you guys. Next. And this slide shows the complementarity of Havaianas and ROTHY'S. In terms of geographies, it put us in a very strong position in US. As of today, US is our second largest business. It's larger than the business of Europe. We have now 3 major centers of gravity in the company: Brazil, US, and Europe. And we have the opportunity to extend, as we have extend ROTHY'S, as we have all our direct operations and presence across the world, stretching ourselves to Asia. Shoe categories, as I showed in the preview matrix, we are with ROTHY'S in closed shoes, sneakers and boots. In Havaianas, we are in open shoes, sandals and flip-flops. Usage occasions, we in Havaianas, we go for more informal, outdoor, beachwear, up to casual. And ROTHY'S starts in casual, going to work and going out. Price range, Havaianas are very democratic, a brand that is accessible to all different size of pockets. And we have from value to affordable fashion. And ROTHY'S is well positioned in the premium category. It commands a price premium, not just because it's a phenomenal product, because it also has brand power. And channels, as ROTHY'S was a digitally native brand, is now starting to expand into retail. You have Havaianas where we cover all the spectrum of different channels with a very strong strength that we have in international markets, particularly US and Europe, and now building in Asia, with premium department stores and premium players in the omni-channel sector channel. So, our capabilities will unlock opportunities on ROTHY'S. There is a horizon of opportunities, but we have chosen 6 specific near-term priorities for us. First and foremost, we will continue to build brand awareness. That is very critical. We are going to have the same model we have Havaianas International, where we do performance marketing combined with brand beauty, and we have seen tremendous progress, and we know how to drive that. Second, we're going to support ROTHY'S in accelerating their retail expansion in the US and also operations, so that we can accelerate our scale internationally and across channels. We are also seeing major opportunities in improving performance media investments and efficiencies. We are going to test and learn in selected premium B2B outlets, selected department stores, premium department stores. We are going to support ROTHY'S to fill some very specific gaps in key leadership positions. And we are going to do a lot of sharing of best practice and learnings to strengthen both supply chain and manufacturing capabilities, having a much stronger base on this area. So I'll hand over to Julian to talk about the transaction and what we are planning, how we are planning to deal with that.
Thanks, Beto. Very exciting momentum here. We are very excited with the deal. So let me go through here steps. So what is the deal? We intended to acquire the 49.9% of the outstanding shares of ROTHY'S, and we'll be paying $475 million for that. Again, as Beto mentioned, this is a startup. So again, this is a equity-related deal funding from this. Then the pre-money equity of 800. We started out with this primary investment, so we'll put this into the company. 200, it will be worth $1 billion. And the 275 is going to be on a secondary investment. So again, because of the characteristic of the deal, I mean, it's a startup, and this is in dollars, my functional currency reais, so we don't want to stress our balance sheet more. And also, again, as we have announced, we have been planning on the expansion of CapEx, and we will be using most of the debt related to that. So this transaction will be funded through equity. Cash was the down payment that we did today in the afternoon, $50 million. And the rest, again, will be done in first quarter next here in the next page, I'll talk about the timeline for that. So what is that we are after with that? We have a path to full ownership. We have the right to purchase the remaining share in the first anniversary, in between the first anniversary and the fourth anniversary. And as Beto said, the other important topic for this transaction is the governance, where we'll be appointing 4 out of the 9 members. Next page, please. Let's talk about the timeline. So again, on the left side here, on the bottom left, 50 million, part of this primary investment we paid today, cash using our current net financial position. And we have the second, for the first quarter, is again, on the path of being controllers. We will be paying 150 million into this, as I said, first quarter up to March. And on the first half of next year, we will come for the secondary investment of 275, where we're going to be putting tender offer, reaching the 49.9 again on the outstanding performance. And as I said, on the right side there, you see year 1 in December for the first anniversary on December 2022. We will start to have the co-option for the remainder of ROTHY'S. So basically, this is how we expect to approach this. And, next page, I'll turn back to Beto.
I think it's very important to highlight that in this follow-on offering, our controlling shareholders will participate with a minimum pro rata ownership into that offer. So what ROTHY'S offers to ROTHY'S partnership offers to Alpargatas in terms of advancing our vision. First, is very complementary, as I mentioned to you. And with that, we can build a powerhouse that take advantage of highly attractive footwear categories. Second, our international marketing footprint to be boosted by multi-channel presence, and we have a very solid international business, meaning outside of Brazil. We will also be extremely aligned with the major consumer shifts in this industry towards the sweet spot of style, comfort, and sustainability. Also, we, as I mentioned in this graphic, we are highly complementary across multiple dimensions. The other important element is that ROTHY'S, as part of the Alpargatas portfolio, will help us to diversify our business in a very resilient way. Why? Because you accelerate our direct-to-consumer efforts, we expose our portfolio to all year-round products, and also to this international growth opportunity. As I mentioned, U.S. business will become from today our second largest worldwide market for Alpargatas. We have 3 centers of gravity: Brazil, U.S., and Europe, and we're going to be diversifying our sourcing and raw material matrix. Very important, at the core of our competitive advantage is to boost innovation of sustainability and technology. The combination of both companies has tremendous expertise in gaining new technologies and new product ideas that we can play even more on this style, comfortable, sustainability sweet spots. We're also going to strengthen a platform to innovate with sustainable materials. As Roth mentioned, more than 200 patents on their side. We also invest in new technologies, and that will help us to become a platform for sustainable materials, insurgent brands in the future, and digital solutions. And both brands were already investing in circularity, and with this, we're going to gain scale and take a lead role in circularity. On top of that, we see a great revenue upsides and operational scale. We will cover a very large portion of addressable markets in global footwear. We have a potential over time to drive COGS, logistics savings, and also gain operational leverage in international markets as we have bigger scale. Also, last but not least, super important in a company that's people first, we're going to strengthen our brand, our company brands, employer brands. And that is because we're going to be owners of highly aspirational brands. Isn't that cool? Brazil with California. We're going to have stronger ESG and digital first capabilities, and also will be a fast-paced, high-growth business potential. But Beto, what will happen to Havaianas? Are we going to merge the business? This will create a distraction. This partnership was designed to maximize the potential of Havaianas and ROTHY'S. And we will make sure we're going to ring-fence Havaianas business units and global market teams to single-minded focus to run Havaianas. ROTHY'S will be run by its highly experienced founders-led team. They are just in the beginning of this tremendous journey. Although amazing things has been achieved since 2012 to now, we all know there is the world to conquer, legion of fans worldwide. So in order to support them, our role with ROTHY'S will be to have a strategic support with ROTHY'S. We will have 4 board members on ROTHY'S boards. Myself and Stacy Brown will be part of it, and 2 additional members to be appointed. We'll also be having seats in the strategic committee, people committee, and finance committee. Last, this year has been an amazing journey for us, where we completed our divestment of non-core business. We acquired Oasis, which is a major step, and now ROTHY'S, which is for us a big leap into global expansion and a digital-first powerhouse of desired brands and hyper-connected global brands. Thank you. We are now taking questions, myself, Roth, Steve, and Julian. Thank you very much. You can use the chat to place your questions.
Yes, we have one already, Beto. Now we open for Q&A session. Our first question comes from Daniela from XP. How will technology and synergies flow between the 2 brands, given they are separate brands?
Hi, Daniela. Good to talk to you again. So we'll run both companies independently, and we're going to have time to map out how we're going to bring this in the longer term as a single platform. So that's how we see it. Today is day 1, and we believe the first major mission we have is to support ROTHY'S in scaling their operations in US, both in brand building, in terms of retail expansion, where ROTHY'S has phenomenal plans to kick in. And also we know that we need to strengthen operations and making sure that we are ready to scale volume, service, and innovations going forward.
Thank you, Beto. Also from Daniela, could you disclose any other financials aside from net sales, for instance, debt, price point?
Sorry? Price point? Yeah. So this is a digital native brand. So price points and analysis is very easy and quick. You can go and see in the website. There is quite strong discipline there in terms of price points. Being a digital native, also there is very limited promotional or this type of discount. So what you see in your screen is what you get in your financials. And at the same time, we are running this as an independent business, so we will have limited information to report at that stage. The last 12 months closing in November, we have seen a net revenue above $140 million, and we have seen a rate of growth above 50% since 2017, and it has been a profitable business at EBITDA level since day 1.
Thank you, Beto. Another one from Daniela. Do you plan to concentrate production in China, or do you consider bringing it to Brazil?
You know, Danny, we love multi-sourcing, and we love to have business continuity in everything we do and pursue efficiencies. So we believe dual sourcing is a core strategy for us in our vertical supply integration. At this stage, the priority will be to ensure that our China footprints can scale to support our growth ambitions. And I know, Roth, if you want to comment a little bit about our manufacturing capabilities in Dongguan, China.
Sure. Today, we employ more than 1,000 people in a state-of-the-art facility and innovation center. We built it from the ground up. It's a really, truly impressive place. Love to show you images. I think they're available on our website, and more will be coming. We valued people from the beginning in everything we do in our center. And we know that innovation only truly occurs inside of a factory, and that's the same belief that Alpargatas shares. In fact, Beto and I early on bonded over that same value. We know that the ability to innovate inside of a factory is the true place to do so. And so we make every product we sell, as we mentioned previously. We have a very nimble and compact supply chain. And, you know, one of the things we took on when we built our own manufacturing was try to reduce the amount of overproduction in the industry and the long lead times. And that's something that vertical production really allows you to do. So not only can you control the environment you innovate in, how you compensate your employees and how you treat them, the products you make, but also you control what you make and when you make it, because no one's production is ever in front of yours, which gives you a very rapid response to market demands, which eliminates a lot of the guessing that so happens in this industry so often, where there's been so little innovation around.
Thank you, Rolf.
Thank you, Rolf.
Thank you.
How many knitting machines we have there in China, Rolf?
About 350.
350 knitting machines. So.
Okay, one more. I think the last one from Dani. What is the estimated addressable market of ROTHY'S?
We don't have that number, Dani, but I'll be happy to provide via Mari. We can make this available as an appendix, yeah? I don't have it top of mind.
Okay, one from Marcelo Silva. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the presentation. We present 6 short-term opportunities for ROTHY'S. What has been ALPA's role in the opportunity definition, and how should ALPA contribute to the execution?
Yes, that's a great question, because I think underlying the question is what ROTHY'S has seen in ALPA that makes sense to build a partnership. Before I hand over to Steven and Rolf to give their perspective, which is the reality of what we're achieving today, I want to tell you a brief story that after several calls and video calls, we paid a visit to the headquarters of ROTHY'S in San Francisco, myself and Leandro, our growth VP, and it was an amazing opportunity. We couldn't get out of the offices, looking at the pipeline, discussing the plans, and almost become day one a business review, a business planning session, tremendous chemistry between the two. But I'll hand over to Steven and Rolf to answer that question. I think that's a very important question, guys, for you to sense where we are seeing and how we are deciding the priorities of the business. Steven, Rolf, leave to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Beto. What I would say is that, you know, in keeping with our long-term view here and a significant growth opportunity ahead of us, you know, clearly our strategy is to expand, you know, continue expanding in the U.S., continuing to grow our e-commerce business, as well as opening retail, additional retail stores. We also see a tremendous opportunity internationally, and that will involve e-commerce extension, continued retail expansion, and potentially over time, B2B. That was our strategy really prior to starting this relationship with ALPA. And so that's one of the reasons that we're so excited about this transaction, is that the strategies you know, are very much aligned. We look at this transaction as a way to accelerate what we were already planning to do. You know, we have the plans in place. I think, you know, beyond that, we will be working very closely with Beto and Stacy at the board level to further refine that. But I think the approach here is very consistent.
Thank you, Stephen. Next one comes from Raquel. Could you explain a little bit more about how 200 million will be applied to expand ROTHY'S operation?
Yeah, Stephen, you take that one?
Absolutely. I think that actually builds on the point that I was just making here. There are three key areas that we're focused on. One is global retail expansion. Number two is really driving brand awareness at scale in the US and abroad. And the third area, in terms of use of proceeds, is really continuing to invest in innovation. It's been such a competitive advantage to us. It will continue to be very important that we continue to fund that effort.
Thank you, Stephen. And I think the last one to Julian. How Alpargatas' net profit should be impacted by this transaction?
Thanks for the question. Thanks for the question, but again, we are starting with a minority shareholder, so again, we're not going to be expecting anything related to this time frame. And again, when we start having the control, then we will be consolidating. We can't give too much forward-looking, again, as you guys know, but we can, as we have been, Beto said before, this has been a profitable business with a lot of opportunities and expansion. So we expect this to come with a positive upstream into this.
Thank you, Julian. We are having some questions asking about financials. We are not comment those financials right now, okay? So we have some questions. As Julian said, we are just at the beginning. And also, just to clarify, the 140 million, it's net sales, okay? We have another one from Felipe. Is there a price multiple already set to the path of control? From you, Julian. Is there a price?
We don't go to that level of details. Again, what we can tell is that, of course, we did all thoroughly due diligence and exercise, and we came up with the 800 before the 200 value for the company. And of course, again, we can't give too much details into that. As I said, we are pursuing equity mainly. As Beto mentioned, the shareholders have affirmed to us that they will be at a minimum following up on their own. So, and again, the valuation of the company based on what we have seen is the 800 plus the 200. So again, we are working into this. We can't give too much details at this stage, but we are what I can tell you, we are very excited with this. And I think the signal is that the shareholders are coming up with their minimum of the shares that they have today. So this is a pretty good signal that they also perceive this as a pretty good deal.
Okay, thank you, Julian. I think that's all. So this concludes today's questions and answers session. I'm so proud to be part of this moment. I'm very happy. And I would like to turn the conference over to Beto, Stephen, and Roth for their closing message.
Fantastic, Mari. Thank you very much. So, Stephen, Roth, can you make your final remarks and then I close the call?
Absolutely, Beto. I think we are thrilled about this transaction as well. We believe that Alpargatas is a perfect partner for ROTHY'S, both in terms of culture, vertical integration, focus on sustainability, and we believe this partnership is going to really help us continue to accelerate our growth and take the brand globally.
Thank you. Yes, I would just add that 10 years in the making to get to this day, and yet we're just getting started. You know, we see a tremendous amount of value in this partnership and a shared vision around sustainability, planet, process, and I think you're going to see a lot of exciting things to come from us in the future.
I want to finalize saying that this partnership was built from day one on a trust basis. Also was built with an amazing alignment in terms of vision, in terms of ambition, in terms of aspiration. And very important, when I walked through the headquarters and the store visits with Rolf and Steven and the whole ROTHY'S business, I felt the same passion that we see here in our team in Havaianas, the same determination to make a love brands, the same passion to make products that consumers love, the same passion to listen to feedback, to community. So for me, is a honor to be here with Steven and Rolf in this new chapter. I know Stacy is also super excited, and I believe we have a long way to go. I also acknowledge that for obvious reasons, we cannot open much data at this stage, and also acknowledge that ROTHY'S has been a private company, so any data that's out there has never been published by the company, so just be conscious of that. And we will work with you guys to help you understand better the business as we move forward. Again, a very special day, a big leap to a company that has been transforming itself in the last 3 years with a determination to become a powerhouse of iconic and desired brands, a powerhouse of hyper-connected brands where digital first is our business model. But very important, we want, in a very prudent way, to build a resilient, long-term sustainable business. So thank you so much, and looking forward to see you soon. Thank you.